Today we are going to be talking about what financial privacy is, right? We've been talking about the history, the history of money. We've talked about, how blockchains were before now. We've talked about the history of Zcash, right? Now we are going to be talking about what financial privacy is in itself. So by the end of the lesson, you understand what financial privacy is, how it differs from anonymity and secrecy, right? And why it's a normal part of everyday life, right? Um, Moving on. So everybody values privacy, right? Um, your what's it called now? Your phone has passwords, right? You don't share the password just anybody, right? Will you call that a secret? Hmm. Something to think about. Is it a secret that the fact that you are not writing your password everywhere, is it a secret or is it just private? Right? Your house, you don't it's not open to just everybody. Is it also a secret or is it that it's private? Right? So these are things that we will be talking about today. What secrecy is, what anonymity is, and what privacy is, right? So there are some things that are just personal. You're not necessarily, it's not because you're hiding anything, it's just personal to you, right? You are not sharing it with everybody. So that's what it means to be private. There's this thing that they used to say about relationship, right? They say they say is your relationship private or is it secret? That kind of stuff, right? They used to use it to shade people like, oh, they say your guy did not post you, that kind of thing, or your baby's not posting you. You get so is it that the relationship is private or you people are just like is it a low key relationship that you guys are not just everywhere or you guys are just very like low key kind of people, right? So all these things they are stuff that will be trying to like decipher, right? The difference between all these things. There are words that people try to use interchangeably, but you get to understand that they're not all the same. So privacy is the ability to control what information about you is shared, who it is shared with, when it is shared, right? It's about control basically. There are things that you probably tell your parents, that you tell your family, you tell your siblings, right? But you will not tell somebody from outside. You won't tell your friends even, right? That's just how it is. So those things are private. So privacy is for you to be able to control the things that you put out there, what people get to know about you. That's what privacy is, right? So it's like, oh, I don't maybe let's say for people that are still students, your what they call it now, your GP, right? Your GP is private to you, right? It's not like it's a secret, so like it's not a secret in itself. I mean, if everybody knows that you're on 5 points, it's not a bad thing, right? But it's only few people like there's some people that you tell your parents obviously that I'm on 5 point to we're expecting first class, that kind of thing. But I don't think that's something that people want to tell everybody except you want to brag, get that kind of thing. So but then you can whatever decision that you make, right, about who you want to share your CGPA with is a private thing, right? Because you have control over who you want to tell about it. It's not that it's just out there. Somebody has to ask. Like now, I probably will not know the CGPA of anybody here, right? Even for those that finish school, I will not know. But I can decide to ask them and they can decide to be private with it. Oh, I don't think this is something I want to share with you, right? So they have the power to actually control who they want to share this information with. And that's what privacy is. Being able to control what information that you want to have shared, who you want to share it with, and when you want to share it. Some people they'll say, and they want to jackpot, they want to leave the country, right? But they don't want to tell anybody about it. There are some people they will tell before they even started the process. There are some people they will tell when they are going for visa interview or something. There are some people they will tell when they've gotten the visa to leave. There are some people they will still tell maybe few days to before they travel. There are some people they will tell when they're about to board the plane. There are some people they will tell when they get there. There are some people that we discover via status. You get that's how life is like. So the stuff is the thing here is that it is in your power to decide when you want to share this information. Yes, you would want to jackpot. Maybe you tell people, But when do you want to tell everybody is different, right? People used to say it here that you don't want to tell your village people when you're traveling, so they'll not able to spoil it, right? So this is what we're talking about. Control. Privacy is about control, controlling who gets to know what and when they get to know it, right? So that's basically privacy. Now, financial privacy is the ability to control who can actually access information about your financial life. That includes what you earn, what you spend, what you pay, who pays you, how much you have. That's financial privacy you get. So bringing all those things about privacy into your financial life. Oh, do I want my parents to know how much I'm earning? Do I want my parents to know that I have a side hustle in school that is paying me more than the pocket money that they're giving me? Stuff like that. So you get to be able to control that, right? So that's what financial privacy is. And money is very, very personal. Is I think that money is one of the most personal things ever. Like, you don't want everybody to know how much you're earning. You don't want people to know how much you have right now. You don't want people to know, oh, this person is buying this. Tomorrow now, if you go and buy, like now, like I was saying, I was using an example about not wanting your parents to know that you are earning more than the pocket money that they're giving you in school, right? Now, let me say you've earned enough. Let me say you hit one airdrop in this space and you make like 100K dollars and you decide to buy a house. You don't want your parents to know that our son is not a big boy, he can now afford a house. Our daughter is not a big girl, she can buy a car, that kind of thing. But you go and buy these things secretly, right? The reason why your parents might not know is because you have your own bank account, right? You're not using their bank account to receive money or to do anything. They don't know what's happening in your financial life. So, like I said, it's very, very personal. There's some things that you want to do. You don't want your friends to know that you've made money, right? You still follow them to be doing sapa in the hostel, right? Meanwhile, you probably have up to how much in your account. When people drink Gary together in the hostel, you move to chicken rep and buy rice. You get that kind of stuff. So money is very personal. You don't want everybody to know what you're doing with your money, right? So that's the reason why this whole financial privacy thing exists, right? So the fact that money has become digital, right, doesn't mean that it should stop being personal, doesn't mean that everything should be public, basically. So that's the point of this whole thing. So I mentioned earlier that we're going to talk about secrecy and anonymity, right? So here, let's talk a bit about secrecy. So privacy is choosing what to share. Secrecy is hiding something from people who should know, right? Now, this example I'm using here is the fact that your ATM pin, it has to be private. The whole world cannot know your ATM pin. Maybe you and your babe, right, can know your ATM pin. Maybe you and your next of kin can know your ATM pin. I don't know. But that's you keeping it private. It's not something that everybody's supposed to know. Now, hiding your income from tax authorities, that is secrecy. Why? Because they supposed to know how much you earn so that they can tax you accordingly, right? Now, you not revealing your income to tax authorities is you keeping a secret. A secret is hiding something from the people that's supposed to know about it. I mean, let's use the Nigerian African mentality for an example. If you want to get married in Nigeria, who are the people that you're supposed to tell? First of all, your parents must know, your siblings must know, your very, very close friends must know. Now imagine you going to get married, your parents are not aware. That is a secret, because I don't understand why your parents are not aware that you're getting married, right? That's now you're keeping a secret. That is a secret at this point. Normally, it's not something that should be hidden, right? Oh, you're getting married. It's something that you can keep your wedding private. Private in the sense that maybe you don't want crowd, you just want like 10, 20 people, to attend your wedding, right? If the people that are supposed to know, such as your parents, are not aware that you're getting married, now that marriage is a secret marriage, because if the most important people, quote and unquote, in your life are not aware that you're getting married, then that's a secret, right? So that's the difference between secret and private. I hope that we're getting my analogies. I'm trying to use the most basic analogies that I can find, right, to explain this to us. Um, yeah, so moving on, privacy and anonymity, right? Anonymity means your identity isn't revealed, right? Why privacy means that your information is not exposed unnecessarily, right? Now, let me try to explain this properly. When they say somebody is unknown, it means that we don't know who that person is. I'm seeing some funny messages say maybe it's side chick marriage. So it can be. So the thing is, anonymity is people not knowing who you are. They don't know your identity. Like the way we are all on Twitter, right? We are all in this Web3 crypto space. There are people that they will probably never reveal who they are. They are continuously unknown. They use these funny PFPs, all of those things. They use PFPs, maybe NFT PFPs or these AI generated PFPs, that kind of thing, right? And they keep typing, maybe they use a VPN, so you don't even know their correct location. Um, there's no, they don't give any hints, right, of maybe where they might be. They don't ever post information. Maybe they don't even post about, maybe if they're in Nigeria, they will never talk about the fact that Tinubu is wicked. They will never talk about the fact that we're in rainy season right now and Lagos is flooded. Like they will not give any hints for you to know that they're in so and so country, right? There are people that are known. You can't trace anything to them. You can't link anything to them. They don't even have friends. They might have friends, but even those friends don't know who they are. They've never seen them in real life. Like you probably have never heard their voice before because they probably join space and either they join anonymously or they join normally and they will never speak. They will never accept the speaker role. They don't want anybody to know if they're a guy or a girl. That kind of thing. They're trying to remain unknown. They're trying to remain anonymous, right? Now, privacy means that the way privacy differs from this is that we know who you are, right? Or we can know who you are, but you're just not right now. You don't want us to know, like you're not revealing it in a way, or maybe we know who you are, but we don't know details about you. Or maybe you can just I post a picture in a random place, post a picture of myself, my face. That's all you probably know about me, only the things I decide to share. A non-person, they are not sharing anything about their identity at all. Right. So the example here is like you can know who your doctor is without knowing your medical records. Like I can know that, oh, this person visits so and so doctor, goes to so and so hospital, maybe he goes there every Wednesday. But do I know why the person is going there? No, I don't have any access to their medical records. So their medical records is anonymous to me, right? I can know that, oh, this person every day frequents chicken rep by 3 p.m. every day. This person must be in chicken rep. But I don't know the order that they place. I don't know what they buy. I just know that by the time they get there, the person at the counter just gives them bam their package and they leave. I don't know if they bought rice and chicken. I don't know if they bought chickpeas. I don't know if they bought all those their spicy chicken, whatever it might be. You get my point. So you know this person does this. You know this person is doing this, but you don't know what is underneath it, right? That is how the entire privacy anonymity thing works. It meaning that your identity is unknown. It's just like you're walking down a street in the middle of the night. You know somebody is walking, but the person is putting on a black hoodie. You can't see the face. Maybe because it's very dark, you don't even know the body structure if it's a guy or a girl. You just know somebody is walking. Person is just very, very dark and all that. So yeah, that's anonymity. You cannot find out the person's identity, right? Now, moving on, social media privacy. I think one of the things that people, how do I put it, confuse a lot when you're talking about privacy, especially I've seen people make posts, even they claim to be privacy experts. They make posts referring to financial privacy, and then in the same breath, they're talking about social media privacy. They're two different things, right? Social media privacy is about protecting the kind of content that you put out there. Your photos, um, what am I saying? Else must be your photos, your posts, your messages, your information online. Some people can go private on maybe their Instagram, their TikTok, maybe they're private on what's it called on Twitter, stuff like that. It just depends, right? That is, you are putting control. There are some people that you can't see their posts, right? If they're not following you, you can't see their posts. That's because they're on private, right? Um, the messages that we have on Twitter now, that end to end encrypted, right? So that's part of privacy. All of those things. There are some people that even to see their profile on, I think, is it TikTok that does that thing? I think it's, I don't know if it's TikTok. There's an app that does that thing that you can't even see somebody's profile if, like, if the person is on private, you can't see their profile if they're not following you already, right? You don't get to know anything else about them aside from the picture that you're seeing and maybe the name on the account or something. So that's social media privacy. It's not the same thing, right? Now, financial privacy is normal. One thing we always say in Zcash is like a tagline: privacy is normal, right? If you believe that people deserve privacy for their messages, their pictures, their medical records, I mean, if you see Snapchat, Snapchat does this thing very, very well. Where if as little as you screenshot, Snapchat is going to shout and tell the other person, this person screenshot your chat, too, right? Snapchat is going to tell people if you save a message, because you know Snapchat messages are self-destruct. If you save a message, Snapchat is going to tell the person, this person saved this message. If you download the picture that they sent to you on Snapchat, Snapchat is going to tell the person, this person downloaded the picture you sent. That's just how um that's how private, that our social media has gotten to our messages, photos, whatever we're sharing online. That's how private it has gotten to even our medical records. I don't think that anybody's doctor or anybody's hospital people will be posting, your medical records online. It's not even accessible to you sometimes. Talk more of, I mean, it's accessible to just anybody, right? So now our financial information also deserves that same level of respect and privacy, right? So privacy, being private about your money, right, what you do with it should not be something new. It should not be something that should be looking abnormal. Like, why is this person doing it? Like I said earlier, we all hide, like we all keep things private. There are things that we keep private. There are things that are private to you, right? And the funny thing is that what is private to me might not also be private to another person. That person does not might not mind revealing such things. Some things that are, I might review. Another person might feel like, oh, if it were me, I'll probably keep this private, right? So that's just how normal privacy is. So why should we stigmatize it when it comes to our finances, right? So that's the essence of this entire thing. Privacy is very normal. It's very normal if you do not want to share your financial information with anybody. Don't let anybody like don't let anybody like deceive you into sharing this financial information, right? It's only if you want to. Don't let anybody like trick you into revealing your financial information. It is a very, very, how do I put it now? It's a very, very confidential thing, right? So, and you should not, don't let anybody tell you, oh, if you have nothing to hide, why are you now keeping it private? I have nothing to hide, but I don't want to tell you. It's not a secret, right? It's different if I'm keeping a secret. It's not a secret. You don't need to know. Why are you asking? It's very simple. You actually don't need to know how much somebody has. So it's not a secret, it's just private. It's secret that is the bad thing. Keeping it from people that are supposed to know about it, right? Now, financial private, when it comes to your finances, it's not a secret, it is just private. If the people that need it, like now, that sometimes you want to, okay, you're applying for a visa, they'll ask you for your proof of funds, right? Now, that will now show you that your financial information is private, it's not secret. They'll ask you for proof of funds. So you need to give them like your bank statements and all that so they can see your transactions, right? They can see how much you have, right? So that is you exercising your rights to share that information, right? So that's privacy. You can decide to share, you can decide not to share. So your financial information should not just be outside, it should be in your control. You should be able to control what happens with your financial information, right? So that brings us to the end of this. The key takeaway today is that privacy is normal, and financial privacy simply extends that expectation to the way we use money, right? And for our challenge today, we'll just be doing something really simple. um your friend says that I already keep my social media private. Is that not enough, right? And So, in your own words, explain to this person the difference between social media privacy and financial privacy. I mentioned that people interchange this. People think that it's almost the same thing, but it's not, right? So, this is our task today. Explain in your own words, right? The difference between social media privacy and financial privacy. With that, we've come to the end of today's Zcash education section. And if you have questions, to um please feel free to ask. Right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen right about now.